This is 70s Sitcom Flashback, the show that looks back at the sitcoms that defined the 1970s. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15. Every week they break it down so you actually get it.
A show that looks back at the sitcoms that defined the 1970s. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're talking about Soap, the show that made America spill its coffee every Tuesday night starting in 1977.
Soap was ABC's wild parody of daytime soap operas, crammed into a primetime sitcom, and people absolutely lost their minds over it before a single episode even aired.
The controversy started months before the premiere. Religious groups, parent organizations, advertisers, all threatening boycotts because they'd heard it was going to be scandalous.
ABC got over 50,000 letters of complaint before anyone had actually watched it. 50,000, that's a lot of angry stamps.
And the funny thing is, when it actually aired, critics mostly said it was clever and sharp, not the smut parade everyone feared.
The show followed two sisters, the wealthy Tates and the working-class Campbells, and their completely unhinged family situations that kept piling up week after week.
We're talking extramarital affairs, a character who claimed to be possessed, a son who wanted to become a woman. This show was not playing it safe.
What made it genius was the parody framing. It was mocking soap operas while also being genuinely compelling, so you were laughing and kind of hooked at the same time.
The cast was stacked too. Katherine Helmond, Robert Guillaume, Billy Crystal, yes, that Billy Crystal, all in one show.
Billy Crystal played Jody Dallas, one of the first openly gay recurring characters on American network television. That was a genuinely big deal in 1977.
And Robert Guillaume played Benson, the sarcastic, unflappable butler who was so popular he got his own spin-off show called Benson in 1979.
A spin-off character stealing the whole franchise is such a very soap opera thing to happen, which means soap accidentally out-soap operaed itself.
The show was created by Susan Harris, who was already sharp from writing for All in the Family, and she basically built a chaos engine with great one-liners.
Each episode opened with a narrator recapping the insane plot so far, partly as a parody device and partly because honestly you needed the recap.
The narration was delivered with this completely deadpan seriousness, listing the most absurd story developments like they were totally normal Tuesday evening information.
Confused? You won't be after this week's episode of Soap. That was the literal tagline. That tagline was doing a lot of work.
Spoiler, sometimes you were still confused. That was also part of the fun.
Despite all the pre-air controversies, Soap pulled in massive ratings. It ran for 4 seasons and about 93 episodes total, ending in 1981.
4 seasons with that level of chaos is genuinely impressive. Most shows would have burned through their storylines in 1 season.
Harris kept escalating the plots: kidnappings, aliens, a firing squad, a cult, and somehow the show kept its comedic identity through all of it.
The alien storyline is where I have to just stop and appreciate the ambition. They went full science fiction inside a soap opera parody. Incredible commitment.
The show also had a reputation for sharp dialogue that treated its audience as smart people who could handle complicated, uncomfortable topics if they were handled with wit.
Which is kind of the show's whole philosophy. You can go to difficult places as long as you're honest and funny and not mean-spirited about it.
And that's why it still gets talked about, because it wasn't just shock value, it had actual warmth underneath all the absurdity.
The Tate and Campbell families felt like real families, which is wild to say about a family that included a ventriloquist who thought his dummy was alive.
Chuck and Bob the dummy were a legitimate subplot that went on for seasons, and somehow it worked because the show committed completely to the bit.
Commitment to the bit is truly the highest form of comedic discipline, and Soap had it in abundance.
ABC almost canceled it multiple times due to advertiser nervousness, but audiences kept showing up, which is the only metric that really matters in television.
It also helped shift what primetime network TV thought it could do, pushing topics into living rooms that previously only existed in underground comedies or late night.
Shows like Arrested Development, Desperate Housewives, even some of the messier family comedies of the 2000s owe a real debt to what soap figured out.
Soap proved that if you parody something with genuine affection and actual craft, you can get away with almost anything.
And if you can make an audience laugh at their own discomfort, you've basically unlocked a superpower.
Katherine Helmond as Jessica Tate deserves a special mention. She played the lovably oblivious rich lady with such perfect comic timing that she got nominated for Emmy Awards multiple times.
Her delivery made even the most outrageous lines feel grounded, which is genuinely hard to do and made the whole show work better.
The finale in 1981 left almost every character in a cliffhanger, because of course it did, and ABC canceled it before resolving anything.
The fans were furious that Fury kept the show's reputation alive for decades, which is honestly the most soap opera ending a soap opera parody could have.
Legacy sealed by unresolved drama. Susan Harris would probably appreciate that.
So next time someone says nothing on television was brave or interesting before prestige drama came along, point them toward a 1977 Tuesday night on ABC.
Soap was weird, warm, ambitious, and ahead of its time, and it is absolutely worth a rewatch if you can track it down. See you next week on 70s Sitcom Flashback.